Radiant team pick.
VP do not a first pick. Last game we saw them let the Lone Druid and the Centaur through, knowing they could just grab the LD, thinking that's worth it, and give away the Centaur. But this time they ban the LD, they give away the Centaur, and it's the Slardar who's let through instead. So these have been like the two premier initiators. Centaur more as a core, Slardar more as a support hero as of late. But you know, generally, if you want anyone to start fights, it's one of these two.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been the go-tos, but normally Slardar's been combined with something else that's been really strong. It's either the Darkseid or it's the Rubik Invoker was the other more popular combination, because it's just that so much control. Like, it's not just the amplification, it's the lift into Stomp, into Sunstrike, into Punch, Punch, Punch. So I'm wondering how VP approached their second pickup here. Like, Invoker is probably not going to be as needed in the first phase, considering he was completely ignored previously.
The one here I really like
is the Rubik. Sorry, now you've actually got me thinking of rolling R's.
Now you're just triggering me.
Well, this could be my thing and not God's thing.
Yeah, I can make like...
hey, you could... You're getting there.
But I can't do it when I'm saying the R.
You can't do that.
I can't like do one or the other. I can't do both. I have to choose. Rubik. I seriously can only do one or the other.
Terrific, I love it.
So I was gonna say I really like Disruptor for VP. I feel like they've run that hero super well today and had a lot of success with it.
How did that actually go? Like, I caught glimpses of it, but they ran it with the Leshrac, right?
No, the Leshrac was for Navi.
Okay.
That was for Armen.
Okay.
He goes for like the Lightning build apparently, which did get buffed in 7.0, but I had not really seen it much before.
He got nerfed in all the other patches before it, though.
Yeah, I mean it worked out okay. I wasn't sold on it, but the Disruptor just really, it goes so well with Slardar's amp damage for one thing. It also is great against Centaur when he tries to initiate or to catch someone running with Stampede. And Solo is just very comfortable on it. It's a good playmaking hero for them. So they'll get something, I guess, similar with the Rubik. Stealing Stampede is obviously huge. The lift when he tries to run away can be really big. And Hoof Stomp is a good spell steal. So it's kind of a safe pick.
No Tinker. Ember's still on the pool. A go-to option if you're looking for it. Nice ability to actually kite out any kind of targets. Like when Centaur stampeding, you can just hold them in position once you get to the later point of the game. Makes it so Centaur's Aghanim Scepter is not as efficient as you'd hope it would be.
Banning Tinker, are we going to see like a Shadow Demon Luna, Shadow Demon Terrorblade, some sort of pushing cheese here? That's definitely what I'm thinking about right now.
Pushing cheese?
Yeah. They banned the Mag, who was a big problem.
Yeah, his buff up on the PA was the problem.
Yeah,
more than anything else.
He didn't have any like super crazy RPs, but like no one's picking Mag for that nowadays. It seems.
Yeah,
that's just a bonus.
The RP is the I just hold somebody there and let you hit them thing.
Yeah, so they did ban the Terrorblade actually. So they saw some amount of push coming. I mean, Shadow Demon Luna definitely not what it used to be. I don't know if that's the combo that they have in mind, but VP just kind of being safe here.
I'm still waiting for the Invoker pickup. Like, it's almost weird for me that, like, maybe I'm just harping on it a little bit too much, but having no one playing in this game and not having an Invoker just feels wrong. It's also because I've been casting way too much European Dota. So it's...
Yeah, well, what else have we seen from him? We saw the Ember Spirit earlier today.
Yep.
That was quite effective. I think it's still pretty good this game. Empire, no like instant catch, no instant silence, and they did ban the Disruptor already.
VP might want to think about going for a Lifestealer. The Troll ban just flags it because Troll has been used more recently as like the easier counter up against Lifestealer.
There's also Storm, I suppose.
Storm Spirit?
Yeah. I wouldn't pick it yet, but if they want that snowbally mid for no one. Depending on what Empire goes for, but right now don't really have the best catch.
Yeah, they need something for that, but that's where Slardar kind of comes into it, depending on like how they run their off lane.
Oh, I meant for VP.
For
VP?
no
one, yeah. They're gonna play it safe for now, though. They get the Ursa, and this is again, a great hero to deal with the Centaur in lane. Something I don't really like. The Lone Druid was okay, but the Ursa can really threaten for kills just with one support very reliably.
This is going to make for a skirmishing lineup more than anything else. But the SD is feeling very much at home. Purge, fantastic for keeping the Ursa or Slaughter at bay.
Yeah, Shadow Demon owns Ursa.
Yeah.
Until he gets a basher and a blink, and then just gets the first hit bash.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of conditionals, you know.
Yeah, it's a lot of RG in that one. You still be like, I will just defensively disrupt, or I will purge and run away. If you get to that point where you got like basher and blink over on the Ursa, you're probably looking at SD having at least a 4-staff. And if Empire get really greedy, they just get the Alchemist and give the SD the Aghanim Scepter upgrade, and then you have the charges on the Purge. The ultimate control of Ursa.
I mean, you mentioned Invoker for VP, but
it looks good for Empire too.
Yeah, that's a lot of crowd control that could make Ursa and Slardar very sad in the team fights, at least until Ursa gets his Aghanims.
They may want to know more about the lanes. The issue about running the Invoker is the rotation of the Slaughter. So if you have a good killer in the mid, and Slaughter gets the rotation around the back of you, then you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, they have SD, so could TP in and potentially save that Invoker mid, but yeah, I don't think they pick it yet, but so far looks like a pretty good pick. Centaur to set up Sunstrike is amazing, obviously.
Well, they could just do both, like Disruption, Catcher, then Hoofstop Sunstrike.
Yeah, there's a lot of burst damage. That's the thing, is like a good Sunstrike kill potential. Ice Wall is really good against these heroes. Obviously, like some of the Quaswex spells are very irritating, but I wouldn't necessarily go for it yet, but something they'll have in their back pocket. Other heroes that have been popular, like Juggernaut, go-to carry for a lot of teams. He's not so good against Ursa Slardar. Yeah. So I don't know that Empire even want him.
So they go for their roaming control hero to start with, and an Enchantress.
Maybe Drow, I'm wondering.
Hang on. Does that mean this is a Slaughter 3?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see the offlane Ench.
Yeah, because that was...
The NA Dota Classic, like 2 years ago, I think.
But if you're running a Slaughter 3, this is the first time I get to cast a Slaughter 3. He's always been 4. Like, every single time. And I think I've cast maybe 8 Slaughter games already. So...
He just has very weak lane presence, and he doesn't have a great plan B, so...
Yeah. It's the Iron Talon go back into jungle and try and farm kind of thing, and that's only going to last for so long with a Slaughter.
Yeah, but teams have gotten so much better at countering that, and the Iron Talon jungling is just not what it used to be with the changes to the jungle, so...
5 seconds remaining.
They do end up going SD Luna. I mean, it was telegraphed very early. Like, they banned Tinker, and they picked Shadow Demon, so you know it's like they're thinking Terrorblade, they're thinking Luna. But VP, I mean, they can enchant those illusions. They have the Fade Bolt, who's decent against them. Ursa is great at man-fighting Luna in a vacuum fairly early. But Empire have a lot of good protective heroes. They have Stampede, they have Disruption, and just the Earth Spirit's like general crowd control. So it's not going to be the easiest game to kill off the Luna.
The only thing they're kind of looking for is, I almost want to say it's just the burst damage is what they're lacking. It's either that or they just have the Sustainers 5-man. Now, I know I touched on this before in game number 1, the fact that Centaur is not your mech carrier. In fact, you don't have a mech carrier anywhere inside of Team Empire. So Virtus.pro just may have more sustain than anything else. Like the Ursa is very difficult to kill off once he triggers off that enrage. The Rubik can start to create a lot of space, as well as with the amplification or haze. I did inverted commas in the air. Realizing I'm doing signals.
They are gonna ban the Invoker. It's actually Empire removing it. I would have liked it for them, to be honest.
I think Empire are really worried about just that pop that Virtus.pro is able to get from the mid.
Yeah, and so then you wonder, like, what is the no-one hero this game? I'm trying to think who else is like a big snowball-y mid. There's
OD still in the pool?
Yeah, I was thinking OD. We've seen the Ember in the past, but and the go-to Ember build nowadays with all the magic damage is... I don't think it's as good against illusion spam, because you have to go into the fight more than with like the Remnants and the Flame Guard than like the Sleight of Fist chip physical damage build. So I don't really think Ember's your ideal solution here either.
OD is going to be fantastic against illusions. Only issue would also be Imprisonment. so careful with Mirana Arrow.
5
But
seconds.
we
They
see
don't
the synergy with the SD now.
Yeah, they don't really have anything they're setting up for with the Astral though. So
Reserve time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I like it for VP at this point. They need a long range damage dealer, and
Yeah.
I think Mirana probably would have been one of the best remaining options for them, but as it's great at killing the illusions, obviously. But they'll go TA. Not great against the illusions, but is very durable, and one of those heroes that can just go to the jungle, give the lane, because they have a Rubik, Slider, and Ench. These are 3 heroes that need a decent amount of experience as well. Looking for that snowballer, this could be the pick.
They got a lot of snowball though.
There's so many ways
Like,
to
this
kite a TA this game, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
Earth Spirit's great at it. They have Pounce, they have Stampede, they have Purge.
But that's when you have to do the elements of the push. Like the Templar Assassin gets the early Blightstone, Enchantress brings her army. You push down the tier 1 tower in mid. You look towards Roshan nice and quickly too. All these things are going to start to add up where Team Empire will be forced to fight as opposed to farm.
10 seconds.
And that's where I wonder, like, when does the Mirana, when does the Luna and the Centaur actually start doing something? How long does it take the Blink Dagger for Centaur? How long does it take for Luna to have, like, her Manta and ability to stand in a fight? And even, how long does that Aghanim Scepter take? How long have you got that burst damage of her?
Yeah, for Empire, it is a little more about just, like, sitting back and getting levels, getting your key items. On the flip side, for VP, I feel like they have to be playing from a lead, if possible, or at least on even footing. If they're playing from a deficit, they're really not that well suited for it. They can't stop the push very effectively. Like, what do you actually have to slow down the push? Fate Bolt.
Mapochka?
That's really
he's got Rolling Boulder available. He's going to go straight back out the way he came.
yeah, solo.
He managed to get an Observer Ward down. And Mapochka wasn't really aware of this, but they're pinging out the fact he went in so deep and then Rolling Bolted out. They may consider there's a ward around the back or that one of these close camps has been blocked.
Yeah, if they're able to deward it, free 100 gold, maybe give the Sentry to your mid laner. We'll have to see. But yeah, Lil does start with smoke here on the Enchantress. And for VP, like, the Etch is kind of the key hero to keep an eye on. They're running an off-lane Slardar. This is not a hero that's going to do particularly well on his own, and looks like he's up against a Luna with an SD backing him up. So that's going to be a pretty tough lane for him, unless he's getting help from the Etch. And for VP as a lineup, like, not good at stopping the push right now, right? Like, they really just have Fade Bolt. And not a particularly strong teamfight lineup. This is a snowball-y, like, pick-off ganking style lineup. So if they get off to a bad start, they're really going to struggle to come back. And Empire will take over the Ancients. They will not let them farm. So it's kind of a reversal from last game where Empire was more of that pick-off lineup. But with Empire, the difference was they had the big team fight to fall back on. The Magnus ult, the Warlock ult, Fatal Bonds. Nothing like that really for VP here.
Oh, let's get into our laning phase. So, Slaughter off. SD's already going to be bumping the creep wave with the Luna Classic. We back at TI. Actually, just back at any tournament in the last couple of months. Mapochka rotating up towards the top lane, so they may look to try and pressure this off-lane Slaughter nice and early. Lil already has his smoke ready to go, and with the Dark Troll Summoner, he'll have control, but he won't have the bonus damage he's searching for. Down to the bottom lane, Ghost hiding in the tree lines in the classic Jimmy spot, or at least the Jimmy spot that got reworked in 7.0, and he is already on the run. Ramses will be there to help find the kill if they can find that small opening, but it just doesn't exist right now. And then the last one, mid, Mirana versus TA. FN versus no one.
Yeah, Rubik should largely just be stacking, looking to pull.
Shadow Demon. Oh, he disrupts nice and quick. Having those Skeleton Warriors up there, a lot of damage was actually going into King R, but Pasha, because he got disrupted up, just couldn't get the stun off.
Those things really hurt. They're deceptively scary. I mean, they look pretty harmless and, like, incompetent, right? But they do a lot of damage.
Like, look at that. It's just like, I would say it's skin and bones, but it's just bones.
Pointy bones, though. Pointy bones still.
A sharp bone. Is that a bone sword?
Yeah. So mid lane is going to be TA versus Mirana. Pretty easy lane for TA, generally speaking. Mirana's likely to just be arrowing creeps, trying to grab runes, and mainly getting levels, but she's not going to do particularly well in the CS department. And for VP, Rubik just looking to pull, to stack. Ramses, once he gets phase boots, can basically solo zone, or
Are they hunting again? They actually found the Luna. Partial get the cross shove. Lil, the damage from range, it won't be enough. Even with the Dark Troll Summoner, they're losing the Summoner, in fact.
Mid lane, they also rolled in on no one.
Is there damage? There's refraction charges defensive available if he wants to trigger it. But he's holding on to him for the moment.
Yeah, just no real kill potential at this stage. Maybe with the dust they could think about a go.
There's good presence from on the top lane by the Enchantress. Like having to make these runs without having to burn the smoke. Maybe now going to tilt the middle lane a little bit by picking up that Wild Wing Ripper. Send the Tornado on top of FN. Give a little bit more space to no one.
Pasha's in trouble here.
Yeah, they're going to get the disruption off. It's a rolling boulder, Maposhka. Perfect timing, but the double crush. Pasha needs speed, and he just doesn't have it. And that's first blood going to go the way of Team Empire.
Well, this is why you've seen mostly support Slardar as of late, Toby, because the hero just does not have the easiest time in the laning stage, and it's a tough lane, to be fair, with Maposhka rotating in, as he's going to make a move on mid.
Yeah, no one. Refraction charges. They're not down yet. FN. It looks like he was going for the leap into Arrow.
The Wild Wing Ripper, though. Saver of Worlds.
The damage! But now Templar Assassin, she's turned up. Barely surviving. 24 HP. Will move back to trigger the Shrine.
Big Bird to the rescue. Just chilling in the trees. That was big.
My eyes went down to bottom lane after that mid lane, after the top lane happened. Because Ramsey's just dove straight away. He's like, oh, I can go for this. He might regret the decision, however. Ghostic still has the 2 Fury swipe stacks on top of him, so Ramses has to decide if he wants to try and turn an attack. In fact, that's exactly what he does. With the help of the Rubik, they pick him up. Ghostic, one more attack from Ramses will do the job, and that's a level 1 Earth Spirit. He's basically a rolling boulder, and Solo knows it. Body blocks it up, so there's no way to chase up to him, but up on top lane, King R disrupt up. The enchant already triggered up, so King R slow on his feet. They can't get the Dark Troll Summoner close enough. Instead, the Luna trying to come over to help, gets troll trapped up, but actually does help. It splits the attention of Virtus.pro, and they can't find the pick.
It looks like Solo going for that offensive bounty rune snipe again on the Rubik. We've seen this aggressive support play from him a lot. Lil gonna grab one top 2, so VP going for full bounty rune control here.
Thieves. Thieves in the night.
Yeah, but this is the type of thing you want to be doing with their lineup, right? Like you have Ursa, who's a very strong laner, especially this game. The roaming support is a melee hero. The offlaner is a melee hero that can't really trade with the Ursa, and you have an Enchantress. Like these are all factors that allow VP to be aggressive. And speaking of aggression, Toby, no one has a haste rune now.
Yeah. I was waiting when
no demonic purge in sight. It's only a level 2 shadow demon.
Maposhka actually went underneath the observer ward, moving into the mid lane, and he's currently sitting on top of the other observer ward, which is about to time out. And it's a solo kill for no one on a level 1 Earth Spirit. A very simple task.
Yeah, FN also even has to be careful mid.
And that leap won't be enough to escape. As long as there's defensive reaction charges, then probably TA can go underneath the tower. When he gets hit by a side blade like that, yeah, no one knows he's got this. The leap is available. There's the jump away into the tree line, as well as consuming up the fairy fire.
Good job baiting out the haste, so now they know it won't be available for like a TP gank to another lane. That was well played. Did have to pop the fairy fire. Lil's meanwhile smoked up top. They're going to try to make a move on Chappie here.
Double Dark Troll Summoner. So, what, trap 1,
skeleton party.
Summon mass skeletons, trap number 2, and then death. But Pasha needs to get the crush off, so there it is. So they're a little bit too far away, so they've only got the troll traps available, but the secondary one will cancel the TP. Chappie, real trouble, and real dead.
Not done just yet. They're going to move on Ghost Stick here, bottom, Solo. Threatening him. With Ramses having phase boots and no Stampede yet, you do have to be quite careful.
He's here for the 6-minute rune if he can get it.
That's how this VP lineup needs to be played. Very up-tempo, constantly up in the enemy's woods, trying to eke out every bit of economic advantage you can in this stage of the game, because you're just not the strongest team fight lineup.
Oh, he knows.
In a vacuum.
Wait, he knew. He saw it. He saw him. He lost vision, however. Maposhka up through the tree line. Small little cut to victory.
So far, Lil level 4. We've seen the one successful gank now on the Luna. It feels like he's having a decent impact on the Enchantress. Two kills involved in overall. And their cores are farming well. No one having a good time in the mid lane, as you would expect, and especially Ramses already well on his way to that early Dominator. So I expect to see VP threatening for Roshan probably sometime in the next 5 to 10 minutes or so. A lineup that could take it very quickly. And for Empire, would love to contest it, but I'm not sure how easily they can actually take that fight. Edge creeps are really good to soak up Eclipse damage, Centaur Blink Dagger is going to be a very slow blink at this rate.
Especially if it's any of those, like the minion army. I'll soak everything up. That's why Luna needs to have more points up in the glaze before the fight begins. No one's enjoying his time in mid. Just about to finish up his treads with the ring of Aquila. Pushing into the tower is quite easy for him. Losing the catapult's not part of the plan.
Yeah, not ideal. Would have liked to chip a bit more, but
once he has the Blightstone, it's also going to be more effective. Meanwhile, Ramsey's also building into the Dominator. So they'll have more and more creeps appearing for the sign of Virtus.pro. They can start their own menagerie.
Yeah, the Zeus strat, pretty effective until the eggs comes out for FN, which is a ways off yet to get the first big component.
Lil's on the hunt. He's right underneath an observer ward, however.
Uh-oh.
So Chappie rotates in. The troll traps are there, so you can try and at least keep the Luna around. But you lose them beamed up, and where are you off to, Lil? The rolling boulder forward, that won't connect, and even Stampede to commit to catch up.
They're looking for more in the river, though. They found Solo.
Looks like he's already used his telekinesis. Might be the other reason why Stampede was triggered.
So they basically rotated 5 heroes and used Stampede to kill an Ench.
Yeah. And you burn, I think, almost like half of the Luna's, if not 2/3 of the Luna's mana. She got regenerated up a little bit.
I mean, I wouldn't say like it's a bad trade for Empire, but it's not like the big win that they're hoping for when they just see an Ench off on her own. Ramsey's still free farming 62 CS.
Not too bad for him. With 1 kill, he'll probably like it if he got the tower as well.
Yeah, he already has the Dominator, so he can just fully go to the jungle now if they want to give the lane to a support. They can potentially try to work their way into the Roshan pit. They do have amp damage.
They're going to find the courier. That's the Dominator recipe on it. They'd be very happy to kill that, but the arrow flies forward. Ursa got the enrage off, so he won't actually go down. He has the helm of the Dominator in his hands at the moment. Moving over, Pasha will come and join them, and Shadow Demon...
no TP.
Yeah, he basically showed himself as the willing sacrifice of Team Empire.
Well, Fuzzy Wuzzy is an angry man.
Forgot to shave.
Yeah. So, VP immediately have the Dominator. They smoke right after this. They may just go straight towards the pit.
We're coming towards Maposhka at the moment.
I think they're just going to push right now.
It would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're slipping in.
I mean, really, how's Empire going to fight this? You have the creep, so like you can't rely on Eclipse. Level 1 Eclipse is also pretty shit, to be honest. There's really nothing they can do to contest. Like, you Stampede in, you don't have Magnetize, you're just going to get wrecked in there. So I really like the shot calling from VP, basically completely flipping the script from game 1. It's they who have the fighting lineup and Empire who are much more likely to sit back and want to turtle up for late game.
Yep. And with it, Aegis the Immortal and everyone already in the mid. It's a tier 1 tower time.
Yep.
Ramsey isn't even caring about like the damage he potentially could take.
Ooh, pretty timely Slardar Blink too.
He's already like 10 minutes time, like Blink. All right, not too shabby.
Yeah, it's literally just a
one
Blink,
death.
just a Blink Dagger for the Slardar. So.
That's all he needs. Tranquils and Blink, then you're a successful hero.
Yeah, because you look at their lineup, like they don't have other forms of initiation. Ursa could maybe start fights when he gets his own, but it's not happening anytime soon. Is no one diving mid? He's got another haster, and there is a leap available on FN, but forces him to TP away.
Ramses might be the one who's actually in real trouble. 4 heroes on top of him. They'll get the Hoof Stomp off, Loosen Beam, and the extra help. The Saturn's actually helping Ramses, but in Rage, he just survives for so long. And Templar Assassin, it's the end of the haster, and he's using Centaur starting up his TP. Ramses can't get there in time to do the damage. They'll get out. Solo's hoping for some kind of pickup. What does he get? He gets Disruption at level 3.
Oh, that's a nice spell to steal, though. That sets up for the Crush pretty easily if the Blink's on cooldown or if Pasha's not there to start the fight.
How to push. Dominate Catapult.
How to tame your Catapult. This will be an easy tower. DP, it might not look like the best pushing lineup on paper, but you know, with the Dominator, with the Enchantress army, it's not too bad. Especially at this stage of the game.
No. They're so intimidating that like, they don't even have to force the towers quickly. It's the fact that Team Empire just cannot engage into it. Like, no Stampede, no real ability to have Eclipse be anything of use.
Yeah, because you're always fighting into their creep wave, right? So,
yeah.
You know, Luna's not really a hero in these.
They're TPing over. That's a double TP. They trigger Moonlight Shadow. There's a friend nearby. It's Solo nearby. But they move down, they find Lil, Eclipse will go off. So Lil just gets evaporated, but you've just took out the Enchantress. Enrage is available. He'll end up using it. And the rush! Oh, Pasha catches 3 perfectly there. Ursa may die, but Solo will keep the Centaur around. The Stampede off nice and quickly, but that stolen disruption, she said, the perfect set for the crush, but Pasha misses the timing, but you still get the kill.
Oh my god, what a crush by Pasha. Holy shit. Oh, Vampire were like, clean kill, you know, Eclipse, maybe we can even chase the Ursa. As soon as they got that kill on the Ench, they should have backed just because I don't think they're killing the Ursa anyway. Like, to work through that Aegis is probably another 5 seconds with him having Enrage, and by that point, backup will arrive. Even if they don't get a 3-hero crush and kill you, you're just wasting your time, so I think a little greedy by Empire in the end. Yeah. But man, Pasha.
And now they're going to be even more careful. The double Blink brothers, they are the Crush brothers. Ramses and Pasha together, hoping just one person will come to the bottom of the lane. And, ladies and gentlemen, we have our candidate. It's a Luna. Defensive disruption. How long do you want to stick around? You have the Earthshock. That'll be the slow. Pasha, one more attack will do the job. And Chappie will fall. Blink daggers are probably almost off cooldown. In fact, 1 second, you're going to go in under the tier 3 tower. You're killing the Shadow Demon off.
This is looking like a pub stomp right now. VP leading by 10,000 gold.
This is why dual queue should be a thing for ranked. You can work as a team.
I am not sad to see Shadow Demon Luna losing though, Toby. I gotta tell you.
Of course you're not. It's like watching a Morphling and a Naga lose. It's just inherent that we like that.
Especially after the last year and a half. Haven't we suffered enough, Empire?
Earth Spirit, he hasn't suffered enough. The Dark Troll Summoner kept him locked in, but the Impetus you roll away. And the opposite of what you want to have happen happens. Pasha still looking to keep up. He doesn't have mana for much. In fact, he's going to cop an arrow underneath the tier 2 tower with a double edge. They have enough damage to kill off Pasha. A good kill for FN.
Look at Solo leading a wave of creeps, just charging. Look at this line the Rubik just took. He's like literally just flanking them to the tier 3 tower.
Solo's just like looking at the area and he's like, okay, Empire, everything east of this line, you're allowed to have. Everything else is mine.
Yeah, I've seen Solo make that move a few times today and get punished for it, but this is actually a game where I think he can get away with it because you know the Ursa's coming. If you see a Rubik running like that, you're like, yeah, Ursa's probably here. Slardar is dead in this particular case, but still there's a TA with the Deso, mind you. We haven't really talked too much about no one lately, and that is a problem for Empire, that he's just been left alone. They've been so busy worrying about the Ursa, he ends up getting the Roche anyway, and then that just frees up space for TA.
Oh, Solo. Is he ready to go for this one? What does he want to pick up on? He'll take the Earth Spirit. He also managed to steal a level 4 Starstorm. So welcome to more damage. He even picks up the Raindrop, so the burst damage which Empire is looking to achieve, it just doesn't exist. And they're going to smoke. That was underneath the Observer Ward and on top of a Dire Scan.
That's a BM smoke.
Just like we got it. Live in fear.
You know we're coming. We don't really care. But yeah, VP just want to systematically try to seize map control here. Take down these out towers. Next Roche coming relatively soon. And in the meantime, get some deep wards down. If they find a pick or two, could threaten high ground or force a buyback. But more likely, I think it's going to be about waiting for that next Roche. And then with that, you take the tier 3, you delete their shrines from the map, and you really start to cinch the news. So they definitely need to keep the pressure up, though. You don't want to get too relaxed. Yeah, you're really far ahead right now, but Mirana is a great flash farmer. Shadow Demon Luna, late game, it takes a while to come online. It's not as scary as it used to be. It's still a pain in the ass to deal with. And they're not that great at killing illusions. Like, TA is pretty terrible.
Unless they line up, and the TA is wonderful for it.
Yeah.
Because then she's just going to Sideblade through most of them. But it requires the Luna to have farm or stats. Right now she's a Dragonlance, a headdress with a Ring of Aquila. Like, there's not a lot to write home about here. And you can see it moving away from the Dominator to go into this Manta style now.
So Empire going to use a Night Shadow here, trying to get some map control back. Mapochka rolling up to the high ground. Don't find an opening though.
They did that out of vision of Virtus.pro, and the only reason why it's out of vision is because Virtus.pro is like in the mindset with these two aggressive observer wards that they own the map. So all the vision they want to have is the movement of Team Empire coming in and out of the top and bottom.
they're not wrong. They do own the map right now.
Yeah, they do. And then the vision of Empire is like, okay, weird wonky board up on top. And then there's more old or early game board in the mid. Just far enough away, they're hoping. Were they under? Yeah, they were underneath the observer ward when they smoked.
Oh, here's the TP. No one already dropping the trap near the pit.
It's like, are they trying to slip in for Roshan? Like, Roshan's not even up yet. Empire's hunting the top lane, but the observer wall is not revealing anything, so they're trying to fight around the one spot where there is, in fact, vision for them properly. And they're not seeing anybody here. So, a big waste of a smoke from Empire. Do we even still see the countdown for the smokes? I keep looking at this thing, and I'm not seeing how many's in stock or the countdown timer on it. Did they remove that?
I'm not actually sure.
Alright, that's cool. Casters don't need information. Moving forward, Troll Trap. Can he get it off in time? No, just out of range.
They're still going to chase, though. Ramses is pretty fast with the phase boots, but there's a blink up on Ghost Stick.
It's a blink up on no one as well. Looking to see Chappie jumping out. The double crush again from Pasha. Oh, Empire, they were so close to home. They could smell the coffee, but no. Virtus.pro cut him off in the prime.
Smelling the roses instead from 6 feet under. 2 down, VP.
Call them fertilizer.
Yeah, and looking for more. These deep wards paying off as they'll move on to Ghost Stick next. No longer a Stampede available. Swing, swing. And down he goes. Forget the roast. They're just going to threaten high ground now. There's no Stampede. The Luna's dead. At least do some chip damage here.
Take the tier 3 tower and open up the shrines. That's the easier thing to do during the 21 seconds the Centaur is down. And you still got another minute before Roshan is up, so it was never even a guarantee. They backing out. Like, Solo is just pushing in the bottom lane by his little lonesome. Lil's having more time just farming up. With that Hurricane Pike as well. That increased range. More powerful than having the Aghanim Scepter. Not sure about the numbers.
Yeah, VP, as much as you like, yeah, they probably could go high ground now and win a team fight. Is it really worth the risk? I think it's better to just wait for the Roshan, force Empire to leave their base. Because at that point, you could chase a lot further, you can dive. They're really much better defending high ground.
They're going in. Roshan's not there. They Moonlight Shadowed as well, so you've committed the Mirana ultimate. That is a long cooldown for no reward. And it's still going to be Virtus.pro that's going to be the first ones to know that Roshan is up and available. This might be one snipe off they can get. It's the Hurricane Pike headed north for the Templar Assassin, but no, even that's not possible. They haven't put down any aggressive observer wards. If they are looking to do Roshan, they do need to see around the shrine, and they need to see around the ancient area.
Invisibility.
And they're not doing it. They're bailing.
They're very scared right now, Toby. They move out as a pack of 5, and then everybody runs away as a pack of 5.
At least they see them going in. Like, that observer would at least let Empire know, and maybe Empire is just in this position where they know if they don't fight, it's over.
Yeah,
But then Lil found an Invis rune. Come on.
This is going to be really ugly if they try to go in, but
it's already too late.
It's too late, and I don't think they take that fight, even if they get there in time.
And they're right on top of the TA trap, the jump forward, the crush will be there, but it's better from the Centaur, the double hoofs up around his in with BKB. You can let the Eclipse go, but it's negligible to almost non-existent damage. But Posca is the one copping most of it. The one chance will keep him alive. No one will end up securing it with the blink forward. Another hoofs up and double edge. Ghostic is doing work, but it's a little too late. Good game, well played. Empire know it. 21 minutes and the GG is called.
Wow, one stomp with the counter stomp. It seems like the early game, the early pressure is the key in this series.
It really is, and VP playing to their roots. Aggression, jump around, I like it. None of this delay crap. Get in there, get bloody.
Shadow Demon Luna